All right. 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 What is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again. Once again, you should already know, ladies and gentlemen, that this one here is poised to be an instant classic in the making. If this is by far your first time to the Dr. Mike TV experience, feel free to subscribe and notify. Make yourself well versed in the Good Docs content. All my good ish shall be linked in the description area below. Now, I know this is coming at, it's not really a last minute thing. I was supposed to do this live with you guys yesterday night. I had some things I needed to take care of. So unfortunately, I had to postpone it just a day or so. And if any of you guys are not able to join the live, then you catch this one on the playback. My apologies for the late notice in order to drop this particular live stream with you. But tonight's live show will be a join the live with the Good Doc type of scenario. I'm going to drop the link probably in a few minutes or so after I get through my little introduction. After which, I will be glad to hear what you guys got to say. All right. There is no right or wrong answer, ladies and gentlemen. This is purely based on opinion. But let me take you back a little bit in order to give you guys an idea of where this particular topic came about. Put out a video yesterday, right? Earlier in the day, Sunday. And basically it was Andrew Tate online with Just Pearly Things, and I think Brittany Renner was on there. A couple other people were joining a particular interview that was going on, and Brittany Renner said that a lot of guys, for lack of a better term, are looking for women that can slob on that knob. For lack of a better term, that was pretty much what she said. She was saying that guys just want girls that are just putting in their mouth type shit, right? And on the flip side, you know, Andrew Tate in his his more outspoken, outlandish, flamboyant style that he has, basically said, no, guys aren't looking for that. They want women that will stay at home, non-promiscuous, will cook and all of that stuff. And then, of course, Just Pearly Thing said, hey, man, do you know, she did a street interview about whether guys would prefer ladies that are good in bed or are good cooks, right? And in my mind, I just had to respond to that because at the end of the day, when it comes to being a passport brethren, when it comes to being a guy that is an expat or somebody that lives a life abroad, you have to ask those exact same questions. Now, we all know from the Western front, you know, it could go either way, right? It could be a guy that'll say, yeah, I want a girl that could cook. I want a girl that'll take care of the household. Or you got a guy that says, hey, man, I just want a girl that knows how to lay it down, right? So for me, I said, yo, let me go ahead and do a quick little poll, right? And so I put together this poll that I'm going to share my screen real quick with y'all. And I wanted you guys to check it out to see the results. All right. So I hope you guys can see it. If you can, that's just my promotion of the live stream. I postponed the live. Here's the actual poll on the channel. All right. The actual poll on the channel says we got to poll this one out. Would you rather your young lady be a good cook or would you rather her be in bed, good in bed? And ironically, it came out to be a solid 50-50. In the beginning, I know that good sex was leading, or a girl that's good in bed, it actually was leading in the polls the last time I checked. And now we are at an even 50-50. 50% of the guys says I would rather my young lady be a good cook. 50% of the guys are saying I just rather have my young lady be good in the sheets. Now, what I'm opting to do is I want to be able to hear what you guys got to say, right? I'm definitely interested for those that want to talk with the Good Doc. If y'all want to come through, call in, say your piece. If you've already left your piece at the bottom of the video, I will gladly go ahead. Matter of fact, I could do that. Let me see what you guys had to say. So if I show your name and everything, I'm believing that this is representative of your true feelings of how you particularly feel, right? Because I'm going to go to the video. I'm going to go to the live. I'm going to go to the post. I'm sorry, first, right? I'm going to go to the post first and read those that actually chose to comment. There were only 3 comments. All right. So comment number 1 reads what? Comment number 1 reads, shout out to my man, Derek Greenway. He says that it's going to be training day on both aspects. Basically, It doesn't matter. I assume, and I'm just interpreting. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the description area, or not the description area, but correct me in the chat or the live. I'm sorry, not the chat. Goddamn, the comment section. If you don't catch the live, correct me there. But you said it's training day on both aspects, right? My assumption is you would rather train your young lady in both ways, which is not bad if you think about it, gentlemen. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes you would want your lady to be quote unquote trained. I don't like to use the word trained because here we go. Oh, misogynistic. You know how people are, right? Let's get real. I don't like to use the word trained, but I know what you're trying to say. I would rather a young lady be tailor-made to my liking, right? I would rather her learn to cook the things that I like, right? Be an expert at that, and also learn my ways around the bedroom, right? I would want a young lady to learn how I am as an individual in the bedroom so that we can kind of become compatible with each other. You know my likes and dislikes, I know yours, and that should make for what I would believe to be one hell of a great experience, you know, considering that we are quote unquote to an extent, depending on the extent of the relationship or situationship, committing ourselves to one another, at least in that particular aspect. My man Everett Crandell was such a pimping. He says that he would rather have a girl that's good in bed. He said because he can cook himself. Some guys, I did believe this to be true. If a guy knows how to take care of himself and take care of his household and cook and clean for himself, chances are you would likely go for a young lady that has some great bedroom experiences to share. So I was not against that one. I guess that's what we'll say a 50-50, one for the bed. And then my man says, I know how to cook too. Shout out to my man Globalismo. Got to get your name right. I'm sorry if I fucked that up. He says, I know how to cook, bro. He says, if she can't cook, I'd rather hope she got both skills. Just saying. Hey, man, 50-50. I think we all want a girl that has both. But for the sake of the argument of said video, most of us would have to choose A or B. And right now, actually, somebody just actually posted one more and in favor of girls that are good in bed. All right. So I'm going to read comments from the actual video. If you give me a second, I got to find the actual video. I'm going to find that. And I'll read the comments that most of you guys posted on the video. Where is it at? There you go. Would you rather every girl be a good cook? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to. Give me a second. I'll just mute it. All right. So on the video post, I'm going to read some comments here. A couple of y'all left some comments. We got 5 of them that we're going to read. And definitely going to dig in deep for those just in case they don't join the actual live. Maybe I zoomed in a little bit too close. Back that thing up. You remember Juvenile, back that thing up. Let me go ahead and hit some hearts on there. My bad, y'all. Show y'all that I read y'all shit. And y'all gonna know because I read them out loud. All right, so Eric B, you pose a great question, sir. You said the question assumes that there's only one stage in a man's life, searching for a long-term partner. I don't intend on even looking for that until I'm at least 50. Right now, I want a variety and fun. That's extremely common. True. Hanging out with bar girls who could throw it back is ideal for now. Obviously, I'll go to the province when it's time to marry. It's not a bad way to look at life. As a man, I do believe, and you know what's funny? Nah, it's true. It's not so much that I'm focusing on guys in their particular stage of life when the question's being asked, because now that I hear it, shout out to my brother Amber Crandell, my brethren. After listening to him and a couple of other guys, I'm noticing that it really doesn't matter what your particular age is when it comes to the determination on whether you want a young lady that could cook or somebody that's good in bed. Truth be told, at any age. For example, you're a younger expat, doesn't matter technically the age, we'll just say younger expat in general. If you're a younger dude, you're gonna want to have your fun. Like you said, fam, I agree 100%. You're gonna want to live it up. I know for a fact, when I first moved to the Philippines when I was 18-year-old, you honestly think I gave a fuck whether a girl could cook or not? So I know the energy that's coming with that, right? And I'm thinking also from my older expats that may have, I hope it's not, had a relationship end in the West or divorced or whatever. I don't think they genuinely give. They just want somebody they can have fun with as well, right? So I can understand where the good and bad comes from, right? And honestly, I don't believe that a lot of you care about a woman's past in that regard. That's really the main question that I do ask a lot of my gentlemen. Does the woman's past really mean anything to you, or are you just accepting of the fact that maybe baby girl just got passed around a little bit, right? I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? I don't know about y'all, and I'm not gonna get graphic, right? I don't. Let me stop. I'm not gonna get graphic in nature, right? But I want you to understand that I'm gonna share with you a thought process, right? And maybe you guys have gone through it, maybe you haven't, right? But let's say, for example, you're entertaining a young lady, all right? You're having your fun, you kicking it, she at your house, and without you even asking, right? Without you even asking, she down to stroke the pole, right? She going at it. I don't need to do. You already know what I mean. She down to sick that duck, for lack of a better term. Ain't ask her about it. Didn't even think it was coming. It was kind of just figuratively, literally. You didn't think it was coming. You didn't know. You didn't know that this was about to happen, right? Are you not in your mind while all of this is happening? Go think, well, what in the fuck is what in the good God Almighty is going on right now? I did not expect this particular young lady to have this in her, right? She did not share with me or show to me that this was in her in any way, shape, or form. I thought it was just going to be a casual night, just hanging out, chilling, and baby girl get that action. So in my mind, I don't know about you guys. This is why I'm posing the question. Has it ever dawned on you how the fuck did this come to be? Like she got excited for it. She went straight to work. And you ain't have to ask for it. And I'm not saying that this happens all the time, but if it has happened, has it ever dawned on you you was dealing with a freak the entire time and you just didn't know it? So in the back of your mind, you're like, what the fuck else do I not know about this young lady? Right? So for me, it's all about, yo, if she getting down like this, I can only imagine how she was before she met me, or what she typically and generally is like, possibly potentially with other people, right? Because I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. 9 times out of 10, there's nothing really special about us shits. With all due love and respect, there's nothing really super super duper special about the majority of that, right? Not talking about you specifically, but for the most part, there's not really a lot that's special about you, right? We like to believe we're special, but to an extent, when it comes to some young ladies, if they want to give it to you, they'll give it to you, right? If they don't, they don't. So in that mindset, you got to figure out what made her want to get down like this. What did I do to make her want to get down like this? All right. And at that point, do you ever question? Just a quick question. Do you ever question her past? Like, yo, if she doing this to me, how many other dudes has she done this to? Right? So when it comes to the question, good cook or good in bed, and you choose the good and bad aspect, does it really matter if she topped off 10 other dudes before you in your mind, right? I hope you don't kiss her ass, but I'm just saying in general, right? Questions, comments, concerns. That's all I want to know, man. Let me know how you think. All right, so Eric, like I said, brother, it's not like I said. We're not really focusing on one particular stage because as I developed a thought on this particular topic, you can be older or younger, and still, depending on what's going on in your life at that time, you can still determine whether you want to be with a young lady that'll take care of the house, have somebody around, whatnot from a long term perspective, or if you just want a freak that's going to basically blow her back out, try to blow yours out. Anyways, if you guys haven't dropped a like, man, make sure you do so, man. I appreciate that one. All right, shout out to my brother Terry Edwards. My man says, buy her a cookbook and give her the on the job training in the bedroom as long as she's willing to learn. A lot of young ladies are willing to learn. Like, you'll hear me, you'll hear anybody that's ever dealt with Filipinas in the capacity, right? And I'm only spoken specifically on Filipinas, but I mean, this could be universal, all right? It's not specifically to one particular type of young lady, one particular race of young ladies. But I do believe the willingness to learn is in a lot of Filipinos, right? There are those out there that will literally do whatever it takes to make sure that she's doing what she needs to do right. As a matter of fact, there is a large group of young ladies, I believe in the high 90s. I need to find the statistic. Right? I need to find the statistic on it. But you'll find that quite a large group of young ladies are fond of watching pornography, right? They don't mind putting on the X videos. They don't mind putting on the Pornhub to watch a couple of videos and see how the girls are doing it in the videos and shit, so they can do it too. Quite a few of them are actually fond of it. They won't openly admit it, but you'll find some that will say, "Yo, I've seen porn before." Like I can almost guarantee a large percentage of young ladies have seen one before, and probably more than once. So at that point, you got to understand the willingness to learn is there. Some of them are just watching it to get off themselves, with all due respect, and some of them are watching it to learn, right? So, like I said, you can't really blame them. You can't really put them in a category of unclean or anything like that, and that's not what we're doing. But there are quite a few of them that do not mind putting on a video, watching it, and practicing what she preaches. Anywho, shout out to my man, Mr. Smith. He says, I can cook myself. Sex and food are the two biggest things that humans think about. True, which is why this is probably a pertinent question if you only had to choose one. He says, everything we do is everything we do is to get to it. However, many meals have been skipped as sacrifice to get sex. True. Yes, that is true. There were quite a few times in my life wherein I was just about to eat, like I was literally about to sit down and grab me something to eat, and you get that text message, "What you doing?" that middle of the night text message, "What you doing right now?" And I don't know if any of you guys know this, but the universal question, if you get a text at about 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, "What you doing?" text, chances are she's looking to keep you company. I don't care. That's the universal thing. It don't matter if she's Western, American, don't matter if she's Filipino, it don't matter if you're Japanese, whatever. If you get a "what you doing" text in the middle of the night, that is almost a universal signal that she's trying to come over and see what you're doing, right? And a lot of y'all may not play this text game with a lot of girls because maybe you guys don't really believe in it, but I could tell you it's worked more often than not, right? I said this in a video a while back, and I'm gonna say it again because it's pertinent to what I'm trying to get at right now. But I used to be fond of sending text messages around the 7:30, 8 o'clock time frame, right? I was very fond of texting around the 7:30, 8 o'clock time frame. 8, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. We pushing it. I'm just texting, seeing what girls are doing. I know what I'm trying to do, right? Not even gonna cap. I don't even try to hide it. I don't blatantly come out and say it. No, we're not. We're not rude, right? We're not just trying to make a woman feel as though you are using her for her body and her body only. No, we are very respectful, gentlemen. Understand that we ain't assholes. But when I ask you what you're doing, and you say you're not doing nothing, and I say you want to keep me company, or you want to come over and chill, or you want to hang out, or if you want to do something, however I choose to phrase it at the moment, and you say okay, to an extent, there's a universal understanding. Now, if you haven't put in the work, or you haven't at least let her know that that was your intent in one way, shape, or form, she might be misinformed. Okay, let me make sure I preface that. If you don't let her know at least one time before that that's what you're trying to get into, there may be a lockdown in communication or a miscommunication. At one time or another, you had to at least let her know that you find her attractive enough to bed, right? However you want to do that. I hope it's respectful, but at least one time in your life, you have to at least let her know that she's attractive enough that you want to bed that, right? In one way, shape, or form. Because then now you're trying to fill her out and she's thinking one thing and you're thinking another. And usually, if you text a young lady that you want to see her or some shit, I have never dealt with this situation where the girl never asked me, "What do you want to do?" in the text message. Like after I ask her if she want to hang out or something, she gonna probably say, "What do you want to do?" Right? And I believe that it's in your best interest to, in one way, shape, or form, find a way to go ahead and let that be known. You can be as blunt, straight to the point as you want to, or brush it up with flowery words to make herself feel less like you're just trying to hook up and go home, right? It depends on how you feel, right? A lot of guys believe in the bluntness of it all, and I respect that part too. But again, it's 50-50, man. At the end of the day, she gonna either say yes, she gonna say no, right? So what do you really have to lose? Text messaging. Whole lot less than if you actually got with her thinking that it was gonna go down and it didn't go down, right? So, like I said, it is the two biggest things. I missed a lot of meals going back to that particular comment. Like I said, I just went straight. I said, fuck it. Okay, I guess it's time for me to go home, right? Or it's time for me to do something else, right? I'll eat later. Just give me a couple Tic Tacs. I'm gonna snack on that. I'm gonna be full for the rest of the night. I'm good. Just give me 2 Tic Tacs. I'm good. And some Bubblicious or something, man. I'm gonna chew on that, and then we're gonna keep it pushing, right? Because usually once you get it in, you're not really hungry anyways. All right. And then my boy Joseph, what's going on, fam? He says, can I have both? Too much of anything is not good. Good cooking can make you fat. That's true. finding a young lady that could cook for you will definitely put you in the realm of obesity. And let's be honest, Filipino foods are not all that healthy. I like to believe that Filipinos live long lives, but they're not like the Japanese or the Koreans that when they cook, there's a lot of fresh ingredients, a lot of healthy soups, styles, and shit like that. Lack of MSG, shit like that. Most Filipinos, they go hard for theirs, and I don't blame them. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate that one. Those were just a couple of comments that I wanted to read. It looks like a lot of you guys probably got a busy night ahead of you guys, so I'm not going to hold you very long, but I'm going to answer these questions and then I'm going to head out. My man says, Doc, how do you feel about people including their age bracket on this topic? 1 for 10 to 30, 2 for 31 to 41, 3 for 42 to 55, and 5 for 55 plus. If you guys are in the comment section after watching this particular video, you do so, right? That's what I would like you to do. Put the number that corresponds with your actual age range. I do believe that now that I'm really dissecting the particular topic, age range is not really as important as I thought it would be in a situation like this. I kind of feel like age in this particular situation seriously is nothing more than a number, because a lot of guys, even at their older range or their younger range, if they about getting it in and they're about specifically the physical aspect of whatever situationship they have, chances are food is going to be completely thrown out the window. Like I said, I would prefer a young lady know how to cook again, but then again, if you're not really concerned about a young lady's past, hey, like I said, to each their own, right? Sometimes I think about it too deep. Some people don't think about it or care about it enough. All right. So my man D Charles, what's up with you, pimping? He says, I've never seen a man have a woman on the side because of her cooking, but a lot of men would creep out for some good dome. Oh yeah, for sure. Your side piece is not there to cook. Okay. I'll tell you that. I don't need you to cook. My wife is a great cook. Matter of fact, my wife is a fantastic cook. I'm not saying that I have a side piece. I'm just saying if I was going to have one, and I'm not saying that I do, and I'm not saying that I'm thinking about it, but if I was going to have one, chances are I don't need you to know how to cook at all. Like, I don't give a fuck about your cooking prowess, man. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have enough time in the day to entertain or sit around and wait for you to cook me a meal, okay? Sometimes, with all due respect, love, I'm coming to get to business, right? And when I'm greeted at the door, I'd rather you already be naked or damn near halfway there. With all due respect, because to be honest, let's be honest, man, there are some young ladies in this world that are absolutely okay with the idea of being your side piece. There are some young ladies that are absolutely okay with the idea of just being your side girl. There's some out there, they know you in a relationship. They just want a little bit of your time as well. It's just the truth. It's the reality. I don't understand to what extent it benefits them or what they're thinking about or what they want out of it. Sometimes it doesn't matter as long as she's game and everybody's game is cool. But the problem is when people start to catch feelings and they start to become known to or privy to a lot more information, that shit could come back to bite you in the ass, which is why I don't encourage it to an extent. Right? I don't believe in long-term side pieces because I do believe that it's going to come to the point where she going to ask, what are we? In one way, shape, or form, if she really starting to fall for you. And then once she start asking those questions and you try to break it off, then she going to run straight to your main and she going to start blabbering everything. Now, whether that affects your relationship or not, I don't know. If you solid and she going to be 10 toes down and she really doesn't really give a fuck about how you get down on the side and shit, as long as you make sure you provide, and that's the and that's the energy she gives off, then she can blabber all the fuck she wants to, right? Wifey ain't gonna hear it. Main girlfriend, whoever it is, she don't care, right? But if your main one's got a fragile state of mind, that could fucking require you to do a lot of work, which is why it's not necessarily something that I'm in this market encouraging, right? Unless you got them down like Andrew Tate do. Unless you live in that Tate lifestyle or some shit, it's not something I'm going to go out on a limb and encourage, only because I am not going to be sure how your girls are going to respond, right? Some cool with it, some ain't so cool with it. And if you ain't got the bread like that financially to just say, well, bitch, fuck you, whatever, could be more of a headache than anything. So I say pick your poison, gentlemen. I'm not even going to remotely tell you how to handle that one. That is completely up to you. Bahalaka. All right. Anyways, we got 7 in the building, man. If you haven't already dropped your like, Doc would highly appreciate that one. You already know the rules, man. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But like I said, man, happy and blessed y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the good doc today. Now and then. My man says this football game is a blowout. He said the news may be more entertaining than this. You talking about the Georgia game? I didn't watch the game, bro. I'm too old. I'm sorry. I'm not really a big college football dude. Crazy. Earl Owens, are they promoting Christian Filipino on my show again? On a show talking about sex, sir? They're talking about Christian Filipino? Good times. Appreciate you checking the replay, Pimpin'. Earl Owens, what's up with you, Pimpin'? Appreciate you coming through, my brother, all the way from Tacoma, Washington. All right. But like I was saying, y'all, whether you choose a young lady that is good cook or whether you choose a young lady that's good for the action, I am not mad now. The more I think about it, that, you know, guys that go for the more sexual option, that's cool. I agree 100%. Now, in my mind, in the beginning, I guess, like you said, it does depend on the state of mind that you are in at that moment. A lot of guys are probably wanting both. But if you only could pick one, pretty much what we're going with. My man says, let's be honest. The sex is more important. I'm trying to lose weight. Okay, I got you. So a meal prep type diet works best for me anyways. To be honest with you, bro, this is the craziest. Let me tell you what my last Philippines trip was like before I saw my wife, because I was in Manila for a little bit before my wife came to see me. Let me tell you exactly what my day is consisted of, right? So I'd probably wake up. Let's see. What time did I wake up? Maybe 8 or 9-ish in the morning. I'm watching TV, just laying around in the bed. I ain't really doing shit, right? Between 12 and about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would eat one big ass meal. And it was usually 2-piece chicken McDo at McDonald's. That was my go-to solid, man. I love chicken McDo. Then I would run over to the Quick Stop, grab some snacks and some water, and that was all I would eat throughout the night, right? I'd snack the rest of the day. One solid meal and then snack the rest of the night. That was how I lived my life. And you could only imagine, big guy as I am, how much weight I took off, right? You can actually go back and see in my videos, go back to season 2, probably about the time that I started recording it, you could see somewhat of a facial transition. Maybe not as much, but you could see somewhat of a facial transition, because at that time, bro, all I was doing was walking around, sweating a lot. After I was sweating, I would just go to the mall, grab me a quick meal. Then I'm back in the room chilling for the rest of the evening, right? If I'm not doing whatever I'm doing that day, or going out with my dad or some shit or whatever, if my dad was there, that was pretty much the day. That was all we did. So to an extent, I can understand how cooking or having a young lady that can cook could be to your detriment, right? But then again, how can we shit on a young lady that will meal prep for us, right? I get it. Like I said, that type of diet was the best type of diet, man. A Tic Tac diet, man. I'm up in the morning. I ain't eating barely anything. 12 to about 1:30, one big ass solid meal. After that, I'm good to go for the rest of the day, you know? My man says people lose a lot of weight like that. True. They call it 1 meal a day diet. So basically you're fasting until the next day. At the time, I wasn't really looking at it like that, right? But it is exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. But for me, I still snacked, right? I'd probably get hungry again about 8 or 9-ish, right? So I would grab me some, what was my shit? It wasn't Chippies. It was Nova. I love the little Nova snacks, the little whole grain cheese version of the Nova snacks, man. I used to love Nova and Skyflakes, man. I used to eat crackers and then drink water, right? And it worked, like for real. Like I can't fast, like I can't eat, but I would just nibble throughout the rest of the night for sure. But it works. It truly does work. And couple that with sweating and all the stuff you're doing if you're walking around, it does work. It's very, very, very effective. Highly, highly effective. So that was how I lost weight. I didn't need anybody to cook for me. As a matter of fact, you'll have some that will go out on a limb and say, yo, cooking, aka buying the groceries necessary for you to get a meal in, is far more expensive than just going out and eating by itself, especially in a place like the Philippines. And to an extent, that is very true. If you are about that Carinderia life, right? Like myself, I love eating at Carinderias, man. They have some of the best food ever. As a matter of fact, the wife was asking about Filipino food today. We don't have necessarily one in our neck of the woods, so we might have to go out of the city to find some good quality Filipino food, right? Feeling a little bit nostalgic, so I might take her out of the city over the weekend. But, that was pretty much my lifestyle of choice. I eat at Carinderias. I was cool with that shit, right? So I didn't need anybody to cook for me because I could go to a Carinderia and get a 50 peso meal, right? If I felt like I wanted some fried chicken, Jenny's Fried Chicken, there's the fried chicken place on every effing corner in the Philippines, right? So if I want to get a little 50 peso meal, 2 rices and a piece of chicken or some shit, get a drink and keep it pushing, I did that. So to an extent, some would say I don't really need a woman that knows how to cook anyways, because I could go to a Carinderia, right? I can go to any place and they'll feed me the way that I need to be fed. And sometimes it's a whole lot cheaper, or it comes out to be a whole lot cheaper than if I actually bought the groceries for my young lady to cook for me. Now, on the flip side of that, it does depend on how often she cooks, or exactly what you're looking for as far as the meal is concerned, because you can't go everywhere and find the meal that you're actually looking for. Sometimes she may have to go out there and cook it for you. It is what it is. But yeah, I can see that being the name of the diet. At the time, I guess I just wasn't really thinking of it like that. Shout out to the homie Marley. What's up with your family? He says, it's been a minute in this situation. He said, I'm going to have to wing it with the good aerobic session cooking. So cooking, I can always make up for since I know how to throw down in the kitchen. Like I said, family, I'm at this point, I am 100% okay with the idea of you choosing the good in bed over being a good cook, right? At this particular day and age, man, a guy got to know how to fend for himself, right? So I'm already expecting the majority of the gentlemen who show up in the chat know how to cook. And if you don't know how to cook, you damn sure know how to find a meal, right? So sometimes that's not even a requirement anymore, right? Even when guys get married, right? But then again, I'll tell you the truth. Some people don't start out knowing this shit. Some people have to be taught, tailor-made, cookbooks or whatever. Because damn near anybody can read a recipe, right? I would hope that everybody can at least read a recipe. It's verbatim. This is what you do for this. This is what you do for that, right? You would hope that you know how to do that part. But like I said, man, I think by choosing the cooking, you're just avoiding promiscuity in the women. That's kind of my mindset. Maybe I'm wrong. 11 of y'all in the building, man. If you haven't already dropped your like, man, make sure you drop a like for the good doc. Doc, I highly appreciate that. He says, how many days would you go without food for 1 hour with Beyonce? He said, how many days would you go without food for 1 hour with Beyonce? How many days would I go without food for 1 hour with the queen bee herself? 0. I like Beyonce, man, but she's not. If you would have asked me that a long time ago, I would have said, nigga, I would have starved myself for 24 hours to give me some Beyonce, right? I wouldn't have eaten for 24 hours back in the day. But then she put out that church girl song, and I said, nope, that promiscuity is not becoming of her as a young lady, right? That promiscuity coming out in that music is not becoming of her as a young lady. Yeah. Like my man said, but Beyonce kind of washed now, fam. Hey, man, it's not the same, fam. It's not. She's not what she used to be. But back in the day, though, man, I would have went a whole 24 hours, no meal in sight, bro. I wouldn't even. I would have been chewing on water, bro. If it meant 1 hour with Beyonce. But now I'm like, they can keep her ass. Like, honestly, y'all keep her. I don't even want it like that no more. I don't. Right? All this dropping like a thotty shit. And yes, I listen to that song only because the wife puts that shit on in the background every now and again. I find it funny. But let's be real though. Let's be real. I don't listen to the Beyonce album, right? But I don't care what nobody says. Those beats on that album go hard as hell, right? Like I be listening to the beats in the background. Like if she's listening to the music or some shit, The beats though, them shits go hard. Like, so I be rocking with it, right? But you listen to the lyrics. I said that's blasphemous. I can't believe Beyonce talking like this. Now Beyonce is regressing. It's almost as if she feels as though she's got to fit in with this new wave of shit. And I'm like, girl, you know who you are. People know who you are, girl. You put out an album just to be like all these other bitches? Nah, I'm good. So they can keep Beyonce pimping. They can keep her. He says, fellas, owning an air fryer will allow you to bypass all the BS from dealing with these women. True that. Know how to cook, man. Look, them air fryers, I'm going to tell you right now, them air fryers save lives, man. I heard air fryers go hard, pimp. I heard that. I don't have one. I think I should get one. But for some reason, I just never felt the need to have one. But y'all are convincing me that an air fryer is it. My man said, I feel you. Renee, you said how much weight? You asked me how much I weigh. Oh, how much have me and the lady gained since being back in the States? No comment. Yeah, it's not been a rough transition. I'm kind of adjusting myself accordingly. We are both adjusting ourselves accordingly. But yeah, unfortunately, we both been eating very well. That's the problem. You can eat pretty good here in the United States. In the Philippines, you can eat good as well, but you're sweating a whole lot more, right? You imagine right here in the great state of North Kakalaki, it's not too hot, right? It's relatively cold. We wake up to about 30, 40. I'm not complaining because I know all my people up north be in the negatives or in the 15s or the 20s and shit. So I'm not complaining, but it gets cold, right? So there's no real going outside, walking around and shit. And for some god awful reason, the gym, they keep that shit cold too. So that's really annoying as hell, right? But you could always work out in the house and stuff like that. That's just a routine we got to develop, right? I work a lot, dead ass. I do. I work a lot, right? So by the time I come home, I'm lazy, and there's no excuse, 100%. There's no excuse for neither one of us. But as far as putting an actual number to it, for the wife, I can't do that to her. I'm not going to talk about that from her perspective. But myself, since coming back from the Philippines, I fluctuated. I used to be a whole lot bigger than I am now, but I would say a solid 20 for myself. Since the last time I went to the Philippines back in 2018, I would say the adjusted weight right now, I'd probably say I put on a solid 15, 20. That's just truth. I can't talk about the wife. She'll probably be mad at me, but I know how much she put on too. So it is what it is. That is a great question. I'm glad you asked it. He said chicken comes out good in an air fryer. I really need to learn how to use an air fryer, man. I heard it's healthier. I heard all the good shit about an air fryer. Heard that thing save lives, man. I heard that thing save lives. I know my auntie, she got one. Like, she just bought it for no reason, and she swears by it. Like, that's all she be sending me pictures in the group chat talking about, look at what I air fried today, right? So, I've been hearing great things about it. I need to get on it for sure. And once I get one, I'll make a whole video about it. Like, yo, Doc got his first air fryer, and this is what I air fried first and shit. Probably come out awesome. Chicken wings I heard hit. They be slapping. That's all I care about. So I'm on it, man. Just give me a minute. I'll probably get me one too. Probably a little gift to myself or some shit. But yeah, let me in the building, man. If you haven't already dropped your like, man, y'all make sure y'all do that. Again, for some reason, every time I'm in the Philippines, I automatically lose like 20 pounds. It's crazy. I don't know if it's water weight. I don't know where the hell that shit comes from. But they find it in my body and they take it off of me, man. That's all I can say, man. And that's the beautiful thing about the country. But also the beautiful thing about the country, when you're getting it in and you having fun and you living your best life, like I said, you're not really worried about eating. You may nibble every now and again, go to the bar if you feel like doing a bar, get some bar food, something really to snack on, to wash down with your beer if that's your lifestyle of choice. But you're never really concerned about full-on meals, like three meals a day, fucking 3 meals a day with rice and all that shit, man. You're not really worried about that. My man says, do they kidnap people in the Philippines? Co-worker's wife is Filipina, and she told me I need to go. She says you need to go because she knows what could happen if somebody like you goes over there pimping. She knows. The one thing about Filipinas, man, And I love it. Like Filipinos in the States, if you've never been to the Philippines, they are dead ass on it when they say, yo, go to the Philippines, go to the Philippines, check it out. You'll have fun. They know what they're talking about, sir. They know what they're talking about. They look at you and they know for a fact that you're going to rack them up, right? So some of them are honestly, they're like, some of them are honestly real with you when it comes to telling you go to the Philippines, mainly because they want you to see the country. They're really good about encouraging foreigners to go check it out, see if they like it or not. But they know for a fact that there's going to probably be a couple girls trying to get at you, right? I can almost guarantee she probably has a cousin, an auntie, depending on how old she is, maybe a niece, right? There's always somebody in the cut looking to find them a nice foreign man. And trust me when I tell you, there's always a Filipina in the cut. There's always a Filipina in the cut looking to introduce you to their cousins, to their siblings, to their friends. Trust me, they want to hook their friends and family up. I can tell you honestly, I can tell you the truth. I'm afraid to tell the truth, but nah, I'm not afraid to tell you. I probably got 50% of the young ladies that I got because of a cosign from a relative. About 50% of the young ladies that I ever dealt with, period, that I mean, we went all the way to the end game. We got to the end game. 50% of them probably came as a result of a cosign from a relative. A sister put me on, a cousin put me on. Oh, my cousin will love you and all this stuff. And they love to hype you up, boy. Goddamn, they love to hype you up. Oh, he's so nice. He's so guapo. He's so kind. All the good. Oh, boy, they be laying it on thick for that ass, boy. Sometimes they be doing all the work for you. There is nothing special, nothing more special than when a Filipina does all the work for you, bro. There is nothing on planet Earth more beautiful than when you got a friend that'll hook your ass up, right? They'll be in the cut just telling you all the nice shit, saying everything that she needs to hear about you. She give you the cosign, you in there like booty hair, right? But as far as the kidnapping is concerned, that shit really don't happen. And to be honest with you, brother, if you look like this, I don't know, man. I just don't really think they're looking to kidnap black people. All of my fellow white guys out there, I love y'all, but I really just don't think that they're looking to they kidnap black people because they don't get much money for us. I say that to be funny, but I kind of say that to be real. Like, they ain't really looking to kidnap black folk. I just haven't heard of a black guy getting kidnapped. It just don't seem plausible. Not saying it's impossible, but not likely, right? I believe that my fellow white Americans need to be far more concerned than anybody like myself. All right, just throwing that out there. All right, my man says, get a good one. Like, oh, that's the brand, Phillips or Corsi. He said, yeah, chicken wings just seasoned and baked. All right, I'm gonna take your word for it, Pippin. I'm gonna look for me a good air fryer, man. Thanks for the recommendation, though, for sure. He said, you be chasing those ladies or running away from the peanuts. If that's a question, I'll answer it. I have never been in a situation where I felt as though I had to beat women off of me like a stick. Like I had that many, right? It was never that serious for me. But then again, I made sure that it wasn't that serious, right? Although there was always a cousin or a relative trying to hook me up with a sibling or cousin or whatever the fuck, you have to pick your poison, man. You have to pick your poison, right? You got to be choosy. That's the beautiful part about that particular aspect of living abroad, right? You can be choosy. You got choices, right? You got options. We've talked about this. So for me, again, I'm not sitting there acting like Doc was racking them up because I'm a married man. Remember that. Doc is a dedicated married man. Don't ask me about my past, all right? Because the past was dark, ladies and gentlemen. It was dark. Had some dark times. I had some great times, but it was dark. Darker than my skin complexion. Yeah, we had some dark times. But yeah, man. I was very choosy. If I could see even a hint of craziness in you, I had to let you go. Or I wouldn't even entertain it. Right. I'd be like, no, thank you. I'm seeing somebody, whatever. But in the beginning, I was doing a lot of chasing. About 6 months to a year in, I kind of felt like they were serving them up, man. It was crazy. at that point, again, I had a lot more time than a lot of people do. But at that point, it felt like they were serving them up, man. It's crazy. Earl Owens, we're not going to do Marcus anymore. Marcus was a dark time for me, sir. Marcus had great times in the Philippines, y'all. It was dark. It was some dark days, man. It was some dark days. Oh, man. You know I was only 18, man. I was going to work. It was crazy. He says, exactly. She told me I'll probably come back with the wife. Oh, yeah, man. You're going to rack them up for sure. Y'all don't know how fun it is until you actually get to experience it, right? And again, just thinking about the good old days, man. Just thinking about the good old days. I need the knot. Is that a website? I think I'm from. Is that a YouTube channel, sir? Expat Kings. I'm aware of the website. Is it the website and for some reason, I get a lot of like not correspondence from Expat Kings, but I think I might have got subscribed to the website, and like I get like information based off of I don't know, like postings and shit like that. So yeah, I'm not sure if you're talking. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the YouTube channel if they do have one, but I do believe there's a website that does blog posting. If that's the one you're talking about, I haven't read up on anything recently. I will come out and openly say when I first got on YouTube, I do believe that I do have 2 articles on the actual website. So back in the day, like 2017, you could scroll back. I did write 2 of them, I think, for the website because they asked me to do it. So I hope I'm not complicit in anything. I hope I'm not complicit in anything, or maybe hopefully the website and the YouTube channel are 2 different people. I pray, I really do, because I'm familiar with the website Expat Kings. And yes, I will say that early part of my YouTube career, first couple of years, I did write 2 articles for the website a long time ago. So yeah, I hope that doesn't get me crucified. But like I said, I'd rather just go ahead and tell you just in case some weird shit happens. We can't do Marcus, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do better in 2023. He said Marcus had a good time in the Philippines. It was the best time for both of us. I was just in the background, just in awe. It was like, this shit is really happening, right? Some of the shit that happened in the Philippines, you can't write a story that big, like that good. You can't write it any better than the experience. Which is why the Bootyloo Chronicles hasn't been, the part 2 of Bootyloo Chronicles hasn't come out yet. Because sometimes you just can't write a story better than the actual living of it, right? He says, listen, Doc, he said, I'm still going through dark times. He said, but to keep it a buck, then Pinoy is, man. He said, the struggle is real. Don't worry about it, man. You know what? Let Doc be your guidance counselor for a minute. Let Doc be your mentor. I don't care if I'm older or younger. Let me mentor y'all real quick. The dark times are going to be there. The dark days are going to be there. And once you get past the dark days, ladies and gentlemen, they still going to show the fuck up. Right? They're going to creep in. Right? There's always going to be that one little Filipina flashing her beautiful little smile at you and shit while you trying to be a good dude and everything and encourage you to do bad shit. Right? She going to want you to do the bad stuff. Trust me. I know. There's a couple of them in the background, bro. They don't give a fuck. Relationship or not. They don't care. They are glad to be a side piece. They are glad to say they got a piece of the good Doc. It's a scary world we're living in, and I'm not even big. That's the scary part. I'm a little dude, little channel. I ain't popular. You ain't gonna gain nothing from dealing with me or anything like that, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the sexual dark chocolate skin, the beautiful $1 million smile. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe the fact that I still look like I'm fucking 12 and I'm a grown ass man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know why they like me. I don't know why they come for me. But I do believe that the majority of it is the fact that I got somebody and somebody just feel like they just got to come for me. Because they do come. They be coming in deep. Right? But fight temptation, sir. Enjoy the dark times, sir. The dark times lead to light. A wise man once said, sir, what time does a new day start? A new day starts at 12 a.m. And what does it look like outside at 12 a.m.? It's dark. So sometimes you got to find yourself in the dark to get to the light. Bars. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, 15 of y'all in the building. Appreciate y'all locking in. If you guys want to come on, I will gladly listen to the conversation. Give me a second. Let me bring you on. I should have did that a while ago. Give me a second. Let me put the invite link. Guys, just make sure we keep it cool, calm, clean, and connected. Let's be nice. All right. I'm trying to make it a family channel around here. I'm not too family friendly. But anyways, if you guys want to come on and tell me what you would choose, whether it be good cook or good sex, I'd be glad to listen to you real quick. But I'm going to read the rest of these comments. My man says, HT Logistics said that the Philippines has a lot of roaches. Have you experienced that in hotels or Airbnb? Number 2, we never got that video of the hotels and the Airbnbs you like because the Patreon went down. Oh, yeah, man. Patreon, they got rid of me. How do you get canceled on Patreon, y'all? I got canceled on Patreon. Can you believe that? Have I experienced roaches in an Airbnb? I do believe that I did put that video up. I do believe that, yeah. I do believe that the video is up. There was one Airbnb that I stood at that I would never, ever recommend in a million years. I did put the video up on YouTube. I don't know when that video was put up, but yeah, there was one of them. I could tell you which Airbnb it was. If you guys want to go back and check it out, I'll tell you which one I would never stay at again. It was bad, y'all. Not gonna do. I ain't never do y'all that dirty. All right. He says, yeah, his videos of random girls and Angeli's calling them all freelancers cringe. Thank God I'm not familiar with the YouTube channel, sir. I would definitely, yeah, nah. Yeah, come on now, man. Yeah, it's. I don't know why we go to AC. I told you, AC is my swan song. If I ever go to Angeles City, that's my last time on YouTube, man. That means I have literally run out of everything to talk about. And AC is the place to be. He said even family members be lurking in the background. Oh, yeah, man. Thank God for small favors. But my young ladies, younger sisters are super cool. Right. Nobody, it was never like that. It would never be like that. But I'm just saying in general, they're really cool. I don't really know enough of her cousins or anybody for them to really know me like that. So I don't really have to worry about family like that. But trust me when I tell you, these girls be sometimes approaching like they ain't got nothing to lose. It's crazy. My man says you can't grow facial hair. He says if not, use. Oh, bro, I don't want facial hair, bro. I don't. Tell you the truth, man. I think it was my alopecia, man. I don't think that I can grow facial hair. I have not. There's not a sprig that has ever popped up on my face at all. Not a fucking mustache, not a goatee, nothing. Not a damn thing. Alopecia, real, y'all. That motherfucker take all your hair away. It's fucked up. But it's such a beautiful thing, man. Alopecia was the best thing that ever happened to me. It truly is, man. Going bald was the best thing that ever happened to me. Oh, yeah. Do I get joked on a lot? Cute ball. Oh, you got big ass head. Motherfucker look like Little Bill. Do I get the jokes? Absolutely. 100. Do I care anymore? Nah. I don't know, man. The girls like it. For some reason, now all of a sudden, everybody's favorite actor go bald now. The Rock is bald, and Bruce Willis is bald, and everybody bald now. But I was out there in the streets when it was tough days, sir. I was out there in the streets taking the hits and the licks since I was fucking 6 years old. So for me, yeah, I had to grow into it, but I would never trade being bald and not growing facial hair ever. I don't want this shit. I don't. Right? That is pretty much what helps me keep this youth and vitality, sir. Not the ability not to grow hair at all, facial hair more specifically. Yeah. Best thing that ever happened to me, pimp. Best thing that ever happened to me. You said, bro, you said you always look, you said you always stay young looking. True. I can only imagine what I look like when I'm 50, y'all. I'll be thinking about it. What the doc gonna look like when he's 50? All right. As long as I remain stress-free, hopefully. Right? Your boy should have this youth and vitality, man. this vitality is for everybody, man. Like for me, I don't trip, man. I like being young and bald and shit. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. My man says facial hair is a pain in the ass. I believe it. I'm not familiar with what this Mixidol is. Man, what is it? Minoxidil? I could care less, man. I ain't trying nothing. I don't want it. I don't want it. Doc don't need it. I'm gonna be bald to the day that I die, man. Like I said, I got good genes anyways, man. Shit. My pops and my mom and them, they look young for their ages and shit. So I will be okay. Right. I will be all right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, man, I'm not gonna stay on very long. I got shit to do. Appreciate y'all locking in. Y'all take care, man. I would definitely love to hear from y'all. Comment section below if you guys catch the end of this video. Let me know if you would rather choose the bed or cook. We can always choose both. I mean, again, for the sake of the video, 50-50, right? But I mean, either or, I should say. But for me, I still think I would choose the cook part, but it is what it is, man. My man said the barbershops in the US are ridiculous. Anyways, they charge $35 in Atlanta for what, a shave or for like to get a haircut? Right. I don't care, man. I'm gonna be bald to the day I die, bro. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Right. In the beginning, though, I ain't gonna lie though. In the beginning, when I was young and shit, I probably was like mad as hell. Right. But man, when I got to about 7th grade, I think. Yeah, about 7th grade, I stopped caring at that point. After 7th grade, man, being bald was it for me. Like, and it was all worth it too. You know how many girls want to come up and touch your head? Oh my God, your head is so smooth. I said, yeah, bitch, my head real smooth. I said, yeah, I know you like that. Right, I be just this is the weirdest dude. I'm telling you, man. Doc be dude. Look, I used everything I could to my advantage, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Shit. I used it all to my advantage, right? Ooh, let me touch your head. Your head is so smooth. Oh my God. I said, yeah. I said, I know you like that, girl. Let me get your phone number. Right? Some shit. Oh man. Ain't nothing but a gangster party, pimp. Ain't nothing but a gangster party. I was listening to Pac yesterday, man. Picture Me Rolling was my jam. Anyways, y'all, I'm not gonna be on very long. It's starting to get hot up in here. Y'all see my face starting to glisten. All right, man. Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc's on to the next one. Peace.